Hello, my darlings. Welcome in. This is going to be a love reading, but it's not going to be your typical love reading. So, everybody take a little bit of a breath here. I need you to be here with me in this energy, in this moment. What I want to read on, we're moving on through Venus retrograde. Venus went retrograde December 19th. It's been in shadow, I think, since November, early November. To me, this seemed like a really long retrograde shadow period, but I think that's because she stays in Capricorn the entire time. And, most time with retrogrades, the planets bounce in and out of signs. This was like 5 months in Capricorn. I mean, half the freaking year almost for Venus in Capricorn. And Venus in Capricorn is a rather sensible place. She's looking for things that are a little bit more, I don't know if that I want to say stable, but that make more sense perhaps. So I think that it's a time to be, when we're talking about these sacred soulmate partnerships, these don't necessarily make sense to the real world. They don't have a lot of Capricorn energy on them, is I guess what I'm trying to say. Also, Venus also represents the things that we find beauty in, how we make our money, projects, creativity. Venus rules Taurus and Libra. The Libra side of Venus is more the relationships, balanced and fair relationships. In Taurus, it's more money, physical, home, beauty, things of that nature. So all of these things are to some degree under some kind of scrutiny as Venus goes through retrograde. I always see retrograde in fact, one of my guides said it to me once. I thought this was really cool. They're like, retrograde is like taking the college exam. The professor isn't going to talk to you. They're going to watch you as you take this exam. You have the information. So things that are coming up in your life right now is here to test you, to make you see, and for you to show the universe that you've got this and you're ready to move on. When we're talking about love and money, that's a really great opportunity. And Venus only goes retrograde every other year, so we don't get this chance all that often to really be able to move into new chapters in love and money and projects and our home life. So I really appreciate Venus retrograde. A couple words of warning, I wouldn't get married during a Venus retrograde or even while Venus was in shadow. She'll be in shadow until early March, even though she'll be out of retrograde, I think, by the end of this month. I'm not one of those people that the date sticks in my head. I have to look them up all the time. But anyway, I wouldn't get married during a Venus retrograde. It's not a good idea to put new projects out into the world during Venus retrograde. Especially if they're creative projects. Let them sit for a little while and really do the work during a Venus retrograde. Make sure you've got all the pieces in place. And then, once she gets out of shadow, go for it. Because you've learned and you've done the work and you've honed everything. And that's what Venus retrograde is, a good time for honing everything. Past lovers come back all the time during Venus retrograde. 99.9% of the time, they've come back for closure. 99.9% of the time, people mistake this as, oh, it's destiny, they've come back. And that is the wrong path to take most of the time when past lovers come back during Venus retrograde. Usually it's time to show the universe and yourself what you've learned. Because that person you've either outgrown or that is supposed to be done, and you're getting an opportunity for closure and to show the universe that you have learned. So there is my lecture on Venus for the day. Now, I'm going to read these cards based on what work we need to do during Venus retrograde, because I am working under the premise that I think these relationships, these sacred soulmate partnerships, are coming together this year, are starting to come together this year. Later in the spring, I think, is when we're going to see the first wave, or the first doors open up to the possibility of them. Always remember, take everything past your own guides, your own gut, your own instinct. I'm just sharing, my bite of the elephant that I've got so that we can maybe get a clearer picture. But that's what I see, and that's what I feel in my soul to be true. So I also know that this winter we were supposed to heal and rest. So what I want to do is do a check-in on that with, Venus partway through retrograde. I keep wanting to say she's halfway through, but I'm not. I can't attest to that. I haven't actually looked. But anyway, these readings are timeless, but this is a specific in the energies of Venus retrograde. But whenever you find this, give it a watch. Something is liable to speak to you, because if you find the channel, if you find this reading, I don't think anything is random. I think that it's meant to be. When I find weird stuff come up on YouTube, I tend to watch them and see what's in that for me. So I pray that this reading blesses you. Please subscribe, like, share, all of those things, as we are, as a community, trying to grow this channel to 1,000 subscribers so we can do lives and have a community tab and all those fun things. And I really appreciate you all working with me on that. I really do. And also hold energy for me and this channel. We want to form a protective circle around it so that we can really do this work together and really move into this new era together. So, let's I feel like we should all hold hands in a little circle around the channel. I'm going to stop rambling. We're going to go ahead. I've already shuffled and cut the deck in a rare move, but I have not looked yet. So at the bottom of the deck is the Seven of Swords, our sneaky, cheaty energy, with the Nine of Swords being walled off, given with the Seven of Swords. That Nine of Swords is not protective. That's just, you've been cheated on, your heart has been hurt, you've walled everything up, and you have a choice to make. But I think you need to choose yourself and then stand your ground. We end here with the Tower energy. This is ending in your life. This sneaky, cheaty, denial-y kind of, in this instance, this actually feels like something that was done to you, not something you're doing to yourself. This card in this moment, the energy on it is more like, maybe this is your past twin flame-ish experience, whatever relationship came through your life to open you up spiritually, to awaken you. Those were traumatic relationships. I believe that's what the twin flames were. Or are in many cases. I'm not disparaging your twin flame relationship or experience. I'm just using it as a label for this type of relationship, this type of situation. That's what we've been doing a lot of our healing from. This has caused you to wall off your heart. It's caused you to kind of live behind a barricade. And, God's asking you to choose life again. Choose the sun. Everything is coming to you. Choose higher rather than lower. And you know what? Stand your ground in your magic. This card to me doesn't usually look magical, but I'm looking at all these little, it's like she's trapped in this snow globe with all these little fairies and things around her. Bubble yourself with protection from naysayers, from people that they're trying to poke your bubble. Please stay 10 feet back from the bubble. Meditate, pray. There's your solar plexus. If you watched the reading I did earlier on wealth and career, we talked about a little bit about the solar plexus chakra being lit up. I said, and I continue to say, I think all of our chakras need some work right now. I think they're all wonky from the last couple of years. Maybe focus on your solar plexus chakra a little bit. Get that lit up, so that you can stand your ground in your power through the tower that's coming around you. I don't feel like this is coming to you. I feel like this is around you. This could even be the year of 2022. It's still going to be pretty hectic out there, pretty messy. But you can have, peace and serenity within it. You've got bigger fish to fry. You've got this soulmate situation, and I really want to see you be ready. But this is the overall energy of the reading. We're clarifying the Seven of Swords. So, with that said, let's see what our cards actually are. Oh, I love that Hierophant. It's my favorite Hierophant. Three of Wands. Five of Swords. It's not surprising, giving the Seven Swords on the bottom of the deck. And the Seven of Cups. These are choices. And I immediately got here's the immediate, without clarifying, you're waiting for this great love to come in. There's a lot of noise in your head about this, and you need to make a choice of whether or not you believe in this or not. I feel like that's the choice. Do you believe in this great love, or is it just something you're comforting you with because, you know, you've been through this, and so you're trying to comfort yourself with the idea that this person's going to come back changed, or somebody else is going to come in, but you don't really trust it, you don't really want it, you're still pretty walled off from what went down. I'm going to do one more row with the big Light Seer deck. Actually, I have the Divine Tarot out to clarify with, but I feel like I'm supposed to draw more cards with this deck. I've got the Chariot. Page of Swords. I'm not sure that was the right card. My finger slipped at the last minute, and sometimes that means something and sometimes it doesn't. So we're going to put that one with it, and I'll clarify on that as we go. These two cards came out together. I can't even separate them now. We got the Eight of Wands and the Four of Wands. I'm going to need more room on my table for this. Yeah, okay. And the Fool. For those of you new to tarot, the Fool does not mean you are a fool. It's actually just like, you know, it's the beginning. It's a journey that you don't particularly know anything about. So you're kind of got an empty head, so to speak. This tells me that you're still worrying about this past situation, this past situation here. Oh, look, I'm not actually pulling that card, but there's a new cycle is trying to break through. It's funny because I'm not pulling this card. I'm not allowed to pull this card, but this card wants to be here. You're not letting it. That's your choice. So I am going to pull it. I'm going to set it over here to the side because it doesn't want to be read in this reading anyway. But this is your choice. You need to decide, are you going to choose this, or are you going to choose a new cycle to begin? That's where your choice is coming from. Let's keep pulling cards on here. The Queen of Swords. You know the truth. You know the truth, and it's not this. Ugh. You got choices to make, and you're not even looking at the right cup. That is not me being Ace of Pentacles. That's a new beginning that you've worked long and hard for coming through. Okay, y'all, listen to me. And this is not me being judgy. I get it. I've been through it. I'm in it with you. I get it. Okay, but I'm going to tell you what my guides tell me and what I tell myself all the time. You went through something really powerful with somebody. It probably was your spiritual awakening. It probably felt like the deepest, most crazy, passionate, connected thing you've ever felt in your life. I get that. Okay, you're spending an awful lot of time holding on to it, though. Usually this comes up with this nice energy of nostalgia on it, like you're thinking back fondly on something that's coming back. With this Queen of Swords, I feel this Queen of Swords is wanting to cut this out of your life. This Queen of Swords wants to take her sword of truth and just cut this out. This is not active in your life anymore, and you're messing yourself up holding on to it. Ultimately, though, it's up to you. You have decisions to make. You want to look at these three cups that you think are treasured, and you don't want to look at the cup that has the rainbow in it, given to you from the hand of God. Either way, you have a new beginning coming, which is something, it's got roots. It's got roots. You've worked very hard for it. Does it blossom or not? It's still unwritten. Roots can die. So make the choice carefully, because what I'm getting with this World card being held back is that the choice you need to make is going to move you into something new, but you're not wanting to make it. I mean, over here we've got the Hierophant, which is traditional. You know, this is a weird one that just came through. It's a little weird anyway. Is your mind totally set on marriage? On, like, you know, the big pretty wedding with the dress and the church bells and all of that, and you're trying to force this relationship into that, because that's not probably what's coming. I'm not saying you're not going to have a nice wedding if you want to have that. I'm just saying that can't be the prize you're going for. That can't be what you're ultimately looking for. This is like, I don't know, it's weird. The chariot right now, this chariot right now has like a wake-up call energy on it that's moving towards you very, very fast. It's like it's gonna smack you with this book so that you're forced to read it, so that you're forced to look at it. This emperor doesn't suffer fools. There's kindness here, there's love here, there's understanding here. But there's judgment there as well. And I don't have the judgment card here, but you need to move away from whatever traditional thinking that you're stuck in. You need to get more. And even by traditional, I could be meaning New Agey, spiritual, traditional. A lot of that is changing too. A lot of that is shifting as we move into the new era. Something about your traditional values or thinking needs to change. It needs to change. It needs to open up. It needs to become broader. You're doing a lot of time standing on the shore waiting for waves to come in rather than jumping in and taking the wave, taking the new adventure. You're still stuck on this idea. This is usually the 1111 twin flame stable marriage card. But this Eight of Wands has this chariot energy on it. There is a wake-up call. It's a repeating message. It's a repeating message in the major arcana and the higher arcana. It's a wake-up call coming towards your traditional. I'm going to use the word traditional because that's what the Hierophant really means. But whatever you're thinking around your relationship situation is, there's a wake-up call coming to what your idea of traditional relationships, marriage, partnership. There's a big wake-up call coming. I mean, it's going to send you on this new journey, but you're fighting it. The Queen of Swords it's like the Fool wants to come in, but you're fighting it with this traditional idea of marriage. It's like the Queen of Swords wants to come in and relieve you of all of this head mess, but you're fighting it with this idea of nostalgia over a lover of the past. This amazing cup wants to come in, but you just want to look at these three cups. The world wants to come in, but you don't want to make the choice to bring the world in. This is really stuck energy. And please, I am not trying to be harsh and I am not trying to be judgmental or dismissive. I am, honest to God, trying to help you, because if you are stuck in thinking that does not serve you, you need to know that. You need to know that because you want the rainbow cup and you want the new adventure and you want the great love. That's why we're here. We want this great love, but we're clinging so hard to the past that great love, that new cycle, that new thing isn't going to be able to come in. And my fear on this is that these roots are already dead, and that's the most blossom you're going to get out of this new chapter unless you make a different choice. And something about this Seven of Cups always speaks to me as the choice you're supposed to make. It's like, it's weird because it's like that red cup stands out, but that red cup is a trick. You think this is your choice. It's got a snake in it. I would pick with the one with the river of life in it, quite frankly, but that's just me. I am going to continue to clarify this just a little bit more. We're going to switch over to the Divine Tarot now. And I honestly can't tell you if this is going to be a separate reading or if we're clarifying this even more. I'm going to look at the bottom. I thought I had shuffled these. I mean, I had shuffled these. I thought I was done shuffling, and yet I think it's habit sometimes. I pick up a deck and I shuffle it. Yeah, guys are like, oh, it's shuffled. So we're going to cut it, and then we're going to go. All right, bottom of the deck, we have our Seven of Cups. Okay, your choices presented in front of you, some of them are mirages, and some of them are amazing. I feel like there's one. It's like the cup game, like that's what this card reminds me of. It's like that shell game. You've got choices. You've got a choice to make. You need to pick the right one. So take some time, be prayerful, really get truthful with yourself. Go to your gut, to the deepest place you can find that's true, that's God. You know what the choice you need to make is. You know. And I'm not going to tell you to make a different choice either. I'm just telling you, you know the choice is to make, and you need to make it. And look, we have the Six of Cups coming back again. In case you can't read that, that's the Lovers. The reading I'm going to draw is what the difference is between this Six of Cups and that Six of Cups, because they have very different energy. This has sad, old energy, and I'm going to be really awful, but like, and this is the first time I've ever seen this card this way, but this is like, okay, this kid grew up with this puppy. Look how old the guy is now. This guy needs to put the dog down. I know that's horrible, but that's what this is. It's like he's cuddling him and he's thinking back to his childhood because they're about to take a ride to the vet. That sucks, and I hate that. But that right now, that I'm going to cry. That's the energy coming off that card. This needs to be done. But this makes me feel like whoever your person actually is, you do know them. You have met them. They're in your existence. This is an elevated Six of Cups. You need to make the right choice. The Lovers, and then we've got Temperance under that. And then we're right back to the Hanged Man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. Let me actually draw cards. That's the first time the Lovers has shown up, and it's under, you know, that choice card. Okay, we've got Ace of Pentacles. So we got double Aces of Pentacles here. But look at this one. Look how alive. Look at the difference. This Ace of Pentacles looks dried up. This Ace of Pentacles is alive. Look at all the blossoms on that. Page of Swords. Now that's a weird one. Oh, wait, no, we have that over here. Page of Swords. Double Page of Swords. Death. The Eight of Pentacles, but that wanted to come out with the Three of Pentacles. So give me a second on that one. I'm going to get out the mini light seer deck, and I am going to draw on that Page of Swords. So help me if I get another Page of Swords. That's it. I'm throwing the camera across the room. Just kidding. I just want to know what it's like. I'm trying to feel like if this is continuing to clarify this, but this has a different energy on it. It has a lighter energy. Like, it's like, I feel like this is the energy of, this is trying to show you what will happen if you let go of this Six of Cups for the other Six of Cups. And I need to draw on that too, because I honestly can't tell you what the difference is. I can tell you what the energy is different, but I don't know how that actually applies into your life. We've got the Hermit. Well, now we're back to another Three of Wands. Queen of Cups. I love to see the Queen of Cups on top of the Death card. That's beautiful. And over here, we've got the Fool back again. All right, y'all, we have just like repeating cards over and over and over again. This is a message that God really, truly wants to get through. So let's take a breath. I was going to draw, yes, my guys were just like, remember, you were going to draw on the Six of Cups. I was, but I'm like, which deck am I using for that? I honestly don't know which deck to use on that. Let's see what we've got left in here that I haven't already used. Let's do Tables in Wonderland. I'm in my Disney thing. I'm so sad. If you're a Disney person, did you hear that Tables in Wonderland probably isn't coming back? I mean, we sort of knew, but this is very sad. But this is Tarot in Wonderland, not Tables in Wonderland. All right, so we're gonna come back to this I almost want to call it a mess, but I'm not going to because it's a sacred mess. We're going to come back to this in a minute. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to draw a card on that second Six of Cups. Why is it different? There's patience involved. Temperance. That's angel energy. Okay. But is it the same person? Is it like a rebirth of the same spirit, of the same soul? But you have to let them go or they can't come. Eight of Cups. You have to let them go. You have to let them go. They might come back again, but you have to completely let them go for that to happen. Two of Wands. That's what the Two of Wands is. You see how she's got her hand on one wand? She has to completely let go of this wand to get that wand. This relationship that's in your life, maybe it comes back in an elevated form, but you have to entirely let it go right now. It has to be gone. Done. Finished. 10 of Swords, 10 of Wands, done. For you to move on. For you to get... Because if you continue in the thread that you're in with this person now, you get the dead Ace of Pentacles. And the new cycle can't begin. But if you let it go, that's either the same person coming back or it's a new person coming back, but it's an elevated version. And that one has life. That one has wisdom. Deep wisdom, having spent time being the hermit. That's a past tense hermit. It's like, and then this Page of Swords, it's like you're studying while you're waiting. This is a bit more active waiting than that one was. That one was just sort of looking for something that was never going to come. This is an active learn while you wait. Indulge in your own spiritual gifts. Fine-tune your own gifts, your own strength, your own power. I can't remember if this reading had the solar plexus highlighted or not. I did one earlier. Actually, I did two earlier that it did. So that's on my mind a lot right now. So your solar plexus chakra, your power, yeah, it did, because we have the 7 of Wands come up at the bottom of the deck. Because there's a new beginning coming, but you need to go step into this new beginning as an initiate. Jeez. As the Fool, as somebody who doesn't come in as an expert. This is a new level. This is it may be the same exact path you're treading over again, but it is all new. You have to go in open to learning, open to understandings that you don't currently have. There's a death and rebirth involved in this. The energy of it is very elusive in the reading. I'm just like, that death energy doesn't really want to be grabbed onto. But love is the answer for it. Love is rebirth, is what's rebirthed. And I feel like because it came out on this stream, when this is dead, it can be rebirthed in love, but it has to be this pure love. But again, it all comes down to your choices. You've got choices to make. You need to let this go. That's the biggest thing I'm seeing here. You need to let this go, to be done, to be dead. And then just see what God will do. See what God's going to rebirth. And since we were doing this on our Venus retrograde, this is the Venus retrograde is a great time to let something go. So that is where I'm going to leave this. That's the work that I think that you need to do, is dig down on this, whether it was your twin flame or who you think is your soulmate, this relationship that you think is your wish come true, that has caused you a lot of drama and trauma, and you're probably in separation with right now. Do some real digging on it and find out what your truth is there. But the answer to it is you have to be able to really, truly, honest to God, let it go. Let the Queen of Swords just cut it out. Because it's cancerous there. It's killing the new beginning the way it is right now. And the only way, it's stopping the new cycle. The only way to move forward from here is to take the dog to the vet. I'm so sorry. I hate to put that way, but you need to do that. But trust that love is going to either rebirth this or something better. Because I see that here. That was a hard one, and I'm sorry. I hope that it blesses you. I hope that you take it in the love with which it's meant. And I pray you discernment and strength and love and healing. because you are an incredibly strong being and you have an incredibly big destiny on you. It's trying to come in. It's trying to come in, but you're stuck here. Do the work that you need to do. Sending you all my love and prayer. And I just want to wrap you in this warm little blanket and tell you to sit and cry and be honest and really connect deep with God. Okay? You do you. Trust your instincts, but that's what I've got here in the cards. Okay? Sending you love, and I will see you on the next video.